My name is Sophia. This is my story. It is a strange story. It is a sad story. But maybe it is also a story of hope. I live in a small town. I have always lived here. When I was a little girl, I had an older sister. Her name was Elena. Elena was beautiful. She had long, dark hair. She had big, kind eyes. I loved Elena very much. She was my best friend. She always played with me. She read me stories. She sang songs to me. Her voice was sweet. Then, when I was 5 years old, something terrible happened. My parents told me Elena was in a car crash. They said Elena died. I did not understand. Dead? What did dead mean? I was so young. I cried. I cried for many days. My heart was broken. A small piece of my heart was gone. Elena was gone. Forever. My parents were very sad. My mother cried all the time. My father did not talk much. Our house was quiet. It was a sad house. We never talked about Elena. Her name was like a secret, a sad secret. I had her old toys. I kept them in a box. Sometimes I opened the box. I touched her toys. I remembered her smile. But memories fade. Like old photos. Elena became a ghost in my mind. A beautiful, sad ghost. 20 years passed. 20 long years. I grew up. I went to school. I found a job. I work in a library. I like books. Books are quiet friends. I lived alone. I had friends, but I was often alone. The sadness from my childhood stayed with me. It was like a little cloud over my head. I thought this was my life. A life with a missing piece. One Tuesday, I went to a coffee shop. It was my day off. I wanted to read a new book and drink some coffee. The coffee shop was busy. Many people were talking. I found a small table near the window. I ordered my coffee. I opened my book, but I could not read. My eyes looked around the room. Then I saw her. A woman, sitting alone. She had long, dark hair, just like Elena. She turned, her head a little. I saw her face. My heart stopped. It really stopped. I could not breathe. It was Elena. It looked exactly like Elena. My Elena. But Elena was dead. My parents told me. My mind was confused. Is this a dream? Am I crazy? She looked older, of course, 20 years older. But her eyes were the same. Kind eyes. My Elena's eyes. My hands started to shake. My coffee cup rattled. I stood up. My legs felt weak, like jelly. I walked towards her table. My heart was beating so fast. Boom, boom, boom. What if I was wrong? What if it was just a woman who looked like her? This happens sometimes. People look like other people. I stood near her table. She was reading a newspaper. I wanted to run away. I felt scared. So scared. But I had to know. I had to. My voice was, small, a tiny whisper. "Elena?" I said. The woman looked up from her newspaper. She looked at me. Her eyes opened wide. Very wide. The newspaper fell from her hands. It fell to the floor. She stared at me. Her face was white, like a sheet of paper. And then she turned. She fully turned to me. She knew the name. Elena. "Sophia?" she whispered. Her voice trembled. It was her. It was Elena. My sister. My dead sister. Alive. Tears came to my eyes. Hot tears. I could not speak. I could only look at her. She looked at me. Her eyes were also wet with tears. "It cannot be," she said. Her voice was so soft, almost like the wind. "But it is you," I managed to say. My throat felt tight. The world around us disappeared. No coffee shop, no other people, just me and Elena, my sister. Found. "We need to talk," she said quickly. She looked around, nervous. "Not here." She wrote an address on a napkin. "Come here, tomorrow, at 10. Then she stood up. She picked up her newspaper. She looked at me one more time, a look of pain, and something else. Fear? And then she walked away. She walked out of the coffee shop, fast. I stood there, shaking. My mind was spinning. Elena, alive. My parents lied. They lied to me for 20 years, a lifetime of lies. I did not go to work the next day. I could not. I went home from the coffee shop. I sat on my sofa. I did not move for hours. Elena is alive. Elena is alive. Elena is alive. The words repeated in my head, like a song, a shocking song. Why? Why did my parents lie? Were they protecting her? Protecting me? From what? So many questions. My head hurt. My heart hurt too. It was happy to see Elena, but it was also angry and confused. So many feelings. It was like a storm inside me. That night, I did not sleep. I just waited for the morning. Had to talk to my parents. I drove to their house. It was early. The sun was just coming up. They were surprised to see me. "Sophia, what is wrong?" my mother asked. Her face was worried. I looked at them. My mother. My father. The people who raised me. The people I trusted. "Why did you lie to me?" I asked. My voice was quiet, but strong. They looked at each other. Their faces changed. Guilt. I saw guilt. "What are you talking about, dear?" my father said. But his voice was not sure. "Elena," I said. "I saw Elena yesterday." My mother gasped. She put her hand to her mouth. Tears filled her eyes. My father closed his eyes. He looked old, suddenly very old. The silence in the room was heavy, like a thick blanket. "She is alive, isn't she?" I pressed. "You knew. You always knew." My mother started to cry, softly at first. Then big sobs. My father put his arm around her. He looked at me. His eyes were full of pain. "Yes, Sophia," he said. His voice was heavy. "Elena is alive." I felt cold. So cold. "Why?" I asked again. "Why did you tell me she died? Why did you do this to me? To her?" My father sat down. He looked tired, defeated. "We had to, Sophia," he said. "We had to protect her." "Protect her from what?" I asked. My anger was rising. "It's a long story, Sophia," my mother said between sobs. "A very difficult story. They told me about a bad man, a dangerous man. This man was from Elena's past. Before I was old enough to remember much, he was powerful. He was cruel. He wanted to hurt Elena. He threatened our family. My parents were scared, terribly scared. They did not know what to do. The police could not help much then. So, they made a plan. A desperate plan. They faked Elena's death. The car crash. It was all a lie. They sent Elena away. To a new place. With a new name. To keep her safe. To keep us all safe. I listened. I tried to understand. My parents loved Elena. They loved me. They made a choice. A very hard choice. "We wanted to tell you," my father said, "so many times, when you were older." "But it was never the right time," my mother added. "We were afraid of the truth, afraid of hurting you more." Hurting me more? I was already hurt. I lived 20 years thinking my sister was dead. I grew up with a ghost. "Did Elena know you would tell me she was dead?" I asked. "Yes," my father said softly. "She agreed. It was the only way. She was so brave." Brave? Or was she just as scared as them? I felt a mix of things. Anger, sadness, and a little bit of understanding. Parents were not monsters. They were scared people, trying to protect their child. But the lie? It was so big. It changed everything. "Where did she go?" I asked. "To a city far away," my mother said. "She had help. Friends of your grandfather." "She built a new life," my father said. "But she missed us. She missed you. Every day." I left their house. My head was full. My heart was heavy. I had to see Elena. I had to hear her story. From her. I went to the address she gave me. It was a small apartment building. I found her apartment. Number 12. I knocked on the door. My hand was still shaking. The door opened. It was Elena. She looked tired. Her eyes were red. Maybe she cried all night too. "Sophia," she said. She stepped aside. "Come in." Her apartment was small, but neat. There were pictures on the wall, pictures of places, not people. We sat on her sofa. It was quiet for a moment. I don't know what to say," I started. Elena looked at me. Her eyes were full of sadness. "I am so sorry, Sophia," she said. So sorry." Tears welled up in her eyes again. "And in mine, too. Why didn't you try to find me when things were safe?" I asked. It was a question that burned inside me. It was never truly safe, she said. That man, he has a long memory and resources. And Mom and Dad, they were so scared, they made me promise. She told me her story about the fear, the loneliness of a new life, a false life. She changed her name. She became Anna. She worked different jobs. She moved many times, always looking over her shoulder, always afraid. I thought about you every day, Sophia, she said. Her voice choked. I kept a small photo of you when you were a baby. I wanted to watch you grow up, to be your big sister. It was like a part of me was missing too. She told me she came back to our town a few months ago. The dangerous man was finally gone. Truly gone. He had died. She wanted to see our parents, to see me. But she was scared. How do you come back from the dead? How do you fix 20 years of lies? Seeing you in the coffee shop, it was like seeing a ghost, she said. My little sister, all grown up. I was a ghost to you too, I said softly. She nodded. Tears streamed down her face. I reached out and took her hand. Her hand was warm, real, not a ghost's hand. We talked for hours that day. We talked about our lives, the lost years. I told her about my job at the library, about my quiet life. She told me about her struggles, her hopes. It was strange. She was my sister, but also a stranger. We had so much to learn about each other. There was pain, yes. The pain of the lies was deep, but there was also a small spark, a tiny flame of hope. Maybe we could know each other now. Maybe we could be sisters again. The next few weeks were a blur. I talked to my parents more. I tried to understand their choices. It was hard. Forgiveness is not easy. Trust is not easy to rebuild. Sometimes I was angry. Sometimes I cried. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel angry. These feelings are real. My parents felt guilty. They knew they hurt me deeply. They said sorry many times. We are sorry, Sophia. Truly sorry. Their sorrow was real. I could see it. I met Elena more often. We took walks in the park. We had coffee. We talked about simple things. Favorite colors, favorite foods. We also talked about difficult things. The past, the fear, the loneliness. Sometimes it was awkward. We didn't know how to act. I was used to being an only child. She was used to being alone, in hiding. But slowly, very slowly, we started to connect. She had the same laugh as I remembered. A little bit. She still had a kind heart. I could see that. One day, Elena showed me a small worn teddy bear. Do you remember this? She asked. I looked at it. It was brown. One eye was a button. Mr. Snuggles? I whispered. It was her favorite teddy bear, the one I thought was lost with her. I kept him, she said, smiling through tears. He was my only friend for a long time. I cried then, not just sad tears, but also happy tears. a piece of our childhood. It was real. It survived. Rebuilding our family was not quick. It was not easy. There were many conversations, many silences, many tears. My parents tried hard. They wanted Elena back in their lives. They wanted my forgiveness. I learned that lies, even to protect, can cause so much pain. The truth is important, even when it is hard. It's like cleaning a very messy room. It takes time. It takes effort. But slowly, the room gets cleaner. You can breathe again. Elena decided to stay in our town. She found a small job helping at a local flower shop. She always loved flowers. It was a new beginning for her, a real one this time. No more hiding. Sometimes I still look at her, and I can't believe she is real. My sister, alive. The shadow in my life, the sadness, it started to get smaller. It did not disappear completely. Some scars remain. But now, there was also light. The light of having Elena back. We are still learning to be sisters again, learning to be a family again. It is a journey, not a destination. Sometimes I feel like that little 5-year-old girl again, lost and confused. But then I look at Elena. I see her smile, and I know I am not alone anymore. She is not a ghost. She is my sister. And this is our new story. A story of finding truth. A story of second chances. Life can be very surprising. It can give you big shocks. It can show you things you never expected. It taught me that family is complicated. Love is complicated. But it is also strong. Strong enough to heal. Strong enough to forgive. Maybe not completely. Maybe not all at once. But step by step. Day by day. I still work in the library. I still like my quiet books. But my life is not so quiet anymore. Now, there is laughter. There are new memories being made. Elena and I, we try to make up for lost time. We go to the cinema. We cook together. Badly, sometimes. But we laugh. My parents are slowly finding peace too. The guilt is less heavy for them now. They see us together. Me and Elena. And they smile. Real smiles. This journey has been hard. Very hard. But it also showed me my own strength. I found out that I can face difficult truths. I can survive pain, and you can too. If you are facing something hard in your life, remember to be kind to yourself. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be confused. Talk to someone you trust, or write your feelings down. Little by little, things can get better. The truth might be painful, but lies hurt longer. Finding Elena was like finding a lost part of myself. Our story is not perfect, but it is real, and it is ours. A lifetime of lies is a heavy thing, but a lifetime of truth, even if it starts late, is a beautiful thing. We are building that now, together, and that gives me hope. So much hope. Keep going. You can do this too. You are stronger than you think.